What's going on, guys? This little duck here, and today I'm gonna be doing something a little bit different. And you can probably tell what it is by the thumbnail, but I am going to be ranking all of the Twilight Princess dungeons. I just recently played through this. I just finished it last night. So yeah, fresh on my mind, although some of these dungeons I kind of forgot about. So hopefully my knowledge serves as well as I remember. So anyways, before this video starts, please let me know how this is because I'm always trying new things so that y'all will enjoy this content. Anyway, without enough blabbering, let's talk about the list. We start off with, at the top, perfection. Perfect map. There's nothing that needs to be changed to it. Almost perfect. There's some annoying things in it that didn't quite make it a perfect map, but still great things to say about it. And then we got alright. This is a map that's passable, but you know, didn't really hit home run for you. We got meh, the ones that are like, ooh, at least one thing in it pissed me off. And then at the very bottom, iconic but not enjoyable. This is just so I don't get in trouble, because I'm sure someone's got something to say about my opinions on some of these. But without enough dawdling around, I'm making sure to keep track of which ones I'm looking at. So, okay. Let's start off with Arbiter's Grounds. And you might think this is weird, but let's give it a nice start at perfection. Now, wait a second, why are we starting off with a perfection map? Well, I don't know, this is how the order goes. So, Arbiter's Grounds, I don't know, it gave me Forest Temple from Ocarina of Time, that atmosphere. So, like with the whole disappearing flames and you have to find the 4 guys and fight them to open the new room, I thought that was pretty cool. And the Stalor, it was really fun too once I finally understood the controls, because there was a point where I was just like going back and forth on the thing and I just didn't know what to do and it was killing me. But other than that, that doesn't really, you know, knock off points for it. It's just something that I needed to figure out. So other than that, perfection. Great dungeon. Now let's go off next to the Castle in the Sky, or the City in the Sky, my bad. This is funny. I didn't choose this order, but I'm going to throw this down here. Ugh. I have so many choice words to say about it. That was like the second to last one. I mean, the Twilight Realm and then Hyrule. I kind of consider that just kind of the finale dungeons, but this one I felt like was the last like dungeon that was only slightly related to the story. And I mean, it had some cool moments, especially getting the double claw shots a shot and stuff like that. Wow, I said shot twice. It's just and then like to sum it all up, the hook shots with the boss attack, I really like the boss. I really dig that. But just the locking on was frustrating, and I might have some bias because my game just kept giving me errors, and especially one time at the very end of the boss fight, I was teleporting and it takes you to that white screen that says you want to save. Yeah, it crashed right there and I was so mad. But anyway, that's probably some bias to it, but I was just not a fan of City of the Sky. So iconic but not enjoyable. Now let's go to the Goron Mines. And for the second map, you kind of want to build up on your first map, but for me, it didn't hit as hard, so I'm going to put it in meh. Helping the Gorons, it was fun, but the really annoying part of it for me was the freaking Iron Boot platforming. Magnetic surfaces, it was cool, a really cool idea, but it took too long to get anywhere. I found myself more frustrated and wanting to just like fall asleep than I was enjoying myself. So yeah, it wasn't my favorite, but it wasn't quite as bad to me as City in the Sky was. Alright, next up we got the Forest Temple. And for the first map, you usually have, you know, middle expectations. You haven't had anything to build up to. And that's kind of, you know, where it rests for me, in the alright category. It's just right there at the center. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a pretty good first one, but I don't know. I found the monkeys just really annoying, but although, you know, saving them, the process of doing that, going to each room to save them, that was fun in itself. And saving the big monkey, and then ultimately fighting that other thing in the water. I can't remember its name, but it's on the tip of my head. Anyway, very alright, very good foundational one. Alright, next up, we got the lake bed temple. Ooh, what's he gonna rake it? What's he gonna rake it? What's he gonna rank it? Is he gonna make it perfection? Is he gonna say it's trash like everyone else does? And meh. Alright, well, let's get into this thing. I'm just like everyone else. I despise the swimming controls. It is not my cup of tea. I'm more of a fan of the platforming and the puzzles than I am swimming and combat. I mean, the combat in this game, it's on the okay side, but I don't know. Something about this map, it was probably the swimming in itself. I did not like the controls of the swimming in this game. I think Ocarina of Time, although it's basic-ish, and even Majora's Mask with that mask, the Zora mask, I don't know. I think it's just better on those two games, but in here it kind of feels a little lackluster. But yeah, I'm probably either really famous or really in trouble for saying that, but I just meh. That's what I think of the Lake Bed Temple. Alright, next up, we got the Palace of Twilight. Freaking, this is just the atmosphere, the boss, everything. It's almost perfect. It's just the puzzles, it just felt very straightforward. I was just going a straight line and getting to that mini boss and then going to the other side doing the same thing and then going to attack the final boss. It was almost perfect. It needed a little bit more of a puzzle feel to it than it needed to just driving through getting the stuff to get to the bad guy. I don't know. Almost perfect. Anyway, here comes the Snow Peak Ruins. My oh my, I've never played a map like this. It's perfect. I mean, I could just say perfect, enough said, and y'all would agree with me probably, but man, this map, the Yetis, you're just wandering around their house trying to find the key to the bedroom so that you can get the shard, and then she ends up turning bad on you. I don't know. I really like the Yetis, and I'm sure a lot of other people did, and I had a lot of fun going through this one. This is like one of the highlights of the game for me. So yeah, Snow Peak Ruins, perfection. Alright, let's move on to the Temple of Time. I'm sorry, but I don't like this one very much. It's just the platforming, freaking dealing with the statue, with the using the Dominion Rod in Twilight Princess or in the Temple of Time was pretty exciting to learn. Like, you can control the statues, but I kind of already saw that in the Wind Waker, so it probably wasn't as cool to me because I had just played the Wind Waker like 21 days ago. I might make a tier list on those dungeons, because there were some cool ones in that one too. But I don't know, the Temple of Time, it just kind of fell flat. Yeah, the boss Armagama, I had to look it up because I couldn't remember how to pronounce it. Armagama, it just kind of felt like the beginner boss in Ocarina of Time. It's just shoot the spider's eye. It's already been done before. It was, I don't know. I was probably at that point where I was just oversaturated with how many dungeons I was grinding through, but I just didn't quite enjoy the Temple of Time. And finally, coming at last, we've got Hyrule Castle. And let's think this through. You see, I didn't like anything about it other than the Ganon fights. I mean, I could have been bored at that point, but I really didn't enjoy navigating through Hyrule Castle. I was just waiting for me to get through to it so I could get to Ganon. And then I forgot that I was at Hyrule where Ganon was. So overall, it was not fun to get to him. And the last Ganon fight with the sword, that was freaking cool. And the horse fight was neat, but it didn't hit for me, and definitely not when he's the big beast. Oh my gosh, I raged at that. I was like, what am I doing? Yeah, it was the Ganon fights. The first two were not that good, but the last one was, or first three were not that great to me, but the last one was pretty freaking awesome. So without that third one, I would have put it at the bottom for me, but because of the third boss fight with the fourth fight with Ganon, it's going under the meh category. I could keep going off on this, but I really think that they really hit it on the head with the Arbiter's Grounds and Snow Peak Ruins, and those are my top two maps, or dungeons. But let me know what you guys think and how I might have done it different. I probably won't change my opinion, but I'm willing to hear yours. I hope you enjoyed watching me rate all these dungeons, and if you did, maybe you would like me to do the Wind Waker or Ocarina of Time, or I haven't finished Majora's Mask, but when I get there, and let's see, what other ones have I done? Oh yeah, Link's Awakening, I've done that one. Let me know down in the comments. This was fun, but yeah, hope to see you in the next video, but until then, I will see you later.